Okay. Photoshop, I'm going to do Last Bloom. Ignore this. I'm still working on something and I don't want to close it up. So Photoshop, I'm going to go to File, Open, and I want to find the image. This is for the yearbook. Find the image that I just downloaded. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take 3 of them. And open. Okay, so in just fixing some of these up too, you've got the panels on the right that'll give you your layers. Above those, you have adjustments. If this doesn't show up, you're going to want to click Window, Workspace, and Photography. Okay, so that's going to pull up the panels that you're going to most often need for photo. So this is great because we've got this navigator that we can zoom in and out. I'm going to brighten this up a bit. And when you look at the histogram, it should be more interesting and have more things instead of it being so heavily weighted on that side. So I'm going to back this up. Looks like I didn't take the picture at a very bright time of day. So I'm brightening that. I'm going to get a little bit more contrast. No, I'm not. Okay, yeah. So it's starting to come through there. Let's see. I don't know. It's not an amazing picture. I want to brighten this a little bit more. So what I'm going to do, this might be a little trickier than, I'm going to make a new adjustment layer. So I've got levels and now I have my brightness. I can brighten that a bit, but I really wish this had more oomph to it. I could try vibrance. Nothing. Saturation, that's going to pull some of that yellow out from the flowers. But again, don't go really obnoxious. So it was at 0. This is 0. Maybe a plus 10. Let's see. I guess it does a little something. Okay. All of these are doing a little something. Definitely that one. Okay. So I have my texture layer. It was on my desktop. I'm just going to drag it in and put that on top of my composition. So because it's just texture, I don't care that it is going to be pixely probably because it was so small. Shift. Okay, actually it's not pixely at all. All right, so I'm going to change my blend modes. So right here it says normal, but I'm going to drop that down. You can try different things. I really like how multiply looks. And usually within that category, you're going to get similar effects, whereas these are really not working. Overlay isn't doing anything either. So I think because it's got such a white background, none of these are really going to work. So I'm going to stay up here, darken, multiply, so it shows those branches and things in the background, color burn, linear. I'm going to go multiply. So it doesn't have to be at 100%. You could scale this back so it's just a little bit less. I like the color. Okay, so some of these things, I don't really want to see all that. So I'm going to make an adjustment to parts of this. So I'm going to click this button down at the bottom, which is a mask. So in this area here, I can do some erasing. So I'm going to take my paintbrush. If I just erase it, it's permanent. But what I love about the mask is that we can paint with black, and that will be my eraser. Okay, so this would get rid of whatever texture I put in there. So we don't want that. You can see where it's black. I'm just going to Command Z and edit undo that. But I want to take a little bit out. So I'm going to take my paint up here and just get some of that out. So it's black, but I'm changing my opacity. Maybe some of this. It kind of has this vignette to it where you've got these darker on the outside, which is pretty cool. Okay, so again, if you had this really intense, it would erase it all, which we don't want. Let's say you regret erasing something in here. You can see where I have color. If you switch it to white, you can paint that back in. That's what I love about this, is it's not a permanent thing. Okay, so if you have your text, I'm going to click on the text tool. And that is so not the right kind of font for this. I don't know what I want it to say. That's too small. Let's go 150. Okay. Winter comes but once a year. Thank goodness. If you want to put the author's name, this is too small, so I'm going to free transform. And I'm actually going to have the picture frame in there too. So, okay, so where's the best place for this? I like that empty space, obviously. Okay, so with your text tool, you can still go down here to effects, and you could do a stroke, which would go around the outside of the font. That's not cool. Bevel and emboss makes your letters pop out just a little bit more, which I don't think we need that here. But drop shadow is probably my favorite. And you can control, gotta click on it. You can control how far out the spread of this goes, the size of it, but you don't need a lot. That's the thing. I think stuff with Photoshop can get really overdone. I'll spread that to soften it a bit. I could change the direction that the light is coming from. And change my distance. Just want to make it a little softer. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my thing with frames. And let me just take this one. I don't know what it is. Oh, that wouldn't demonstrate very well. Let's find a white one. All right, you know what? I'll take this one. Open in window, because I don't know why it was making me do it that way. I'm going to download this. Okay, so I'm going to take my download that I just did, drag it onto my picture. Sideways. So instead of that being white, I want it to be black. And what's black, I want to be white, right? I don't want to. I'm holding shift this time because Photoshop has changed and the proportions. You can control better if you hold shift or not hold shift. All right, so now I'm going to change my blend modes. So multiply is letting anywhere that there is the white, letting that come through. But then in this category here, I'm able to do some things like this. I kind of like that being white. Let's see. If I were to invert that, let's see what happens. Wait. No, bad. Okay, delete that. What did I do wrong? Let's see what happens. Normal, invert, just that one. Okay. So just go through and check everything. You never know. Sometimes they pop up like that one. It actually looks pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so soft light, or these are getting kind of dark and dingy. Let's see, if I did multiply, you can also scale back the opacity of that. No, I still like that other one, soft light. Yeah, so for my design, I'm gonna go with that. I did lose a lot of the texture in the blue, so it's a personal choice. You guys decide what you want that to be. So here's one. So you're gonna make 3 different images, different texture, different frames, all that. One of them should have the poetry in there. You can use lyrics from a song or whatnot, just something that looks cool, sounds cool. All right, so I'm saving that as my Last Bloom Martin 1. Okay, there's nothing in here I want to change, so I'm gonna put it at a JPEG. I'm gonna save this on my desktop. And so this one is saving. You can see it down here in the bottom left. And just in case I want to come back and do something with this, I'm going to hit save Last Bloom Martin 1. And that's going to save it as the PSD. So I can go back. It'll save my layers and I can come back and edit that later. Okay, so here's one of my last blooms. That's that.